Provided to many of the residents. They had asked for tax exemption last year, and we agreed that we would do that, and that we would review it prior to agreeing on exemption this year. So Good Samaritan provides care and housing for seniors. They presently have 75 beds, and they're adding 37 more beds under construction on 15. There are private care facilities that are in our city that provide similar service to what are provided at this facility, and those facilities must pay taxes. And so the beds are actually subsidized substantially by provincial funding, over 60% to the tune of over $3 million. Meanwhile, private care facilities have no subsidy, and we are also taxing them with municipal taxes. So that would be my rationale for removing that particular exemption list.
Councillor Campbell.
Well, I do speak in opposition to that because they have a purpose, and they serve the dementia patient, and we are basically, most of them are end of life patients that are in there, and I do not see any rationale for removing them because there isn't a whole lot different than Pioneer Lodge or their other facility, or even some of the others that because it isn't like they're making a profit. What they make is a profit. They reinvest in other community, in this community, the 37 beds, and also for more care for our people. And then they take the funds and they look around to see where the need is in other areas of our province as well. So I'd hate to see us do it.
Councillor Flynn.
Yeah, I've got some questions in regards to that exemption. Staff, we can answer them. Councillor Harrison mentioned that there's others private that are in competition and don't get government subsidies. And Councillor Campbell said that they're not in competition in the for dementia. They're not any different than the private ones, really, except for the fact they get government funding. There are private that the same care level.
There are private facilities. If they are licensed under the Hospital Act and the Community Care and Assisted Living Act, although they may not be a non-profit organization, if they were to apply, be considered
The
for
other
an exemption.
For us,
yes.
Also for funding with the government, or that's a different issue?
That would be a different issue.
Then the question I have is these type of Good Samaritan facilities in other communities. I think I remember when we did meet with them that it's kind of a mixed bag as to how they're being treated. Some are being taxed. Would you suggest that for these type of facilities the trend is to no exemption, or more in other communities?
Your Worship, when we did our research in other communities, we found that one community had a phased exemption, phasing out the exemption over 5 years, and the other community did exempt them. They did both, the one moving towards no exemption, the other giving exemption.
And who are the other private facilities that would be competition could possibly apply to those that are profit facilities?
I believe Mr. Bowers perhaps has a facility. I'm aware of all of the other facilities in the city.
Well, the point is, as far as I know, the trust housing set up that way. Like it's just different how it's set up. So I see it as being totally different.
Councillor Campbell.
It's my understanding that the newer facility on 10th and 10th, right there in the corner by Piccadilly, is that one not going to be? Is that going to be complex care as well, similar to the property that we're discussing right now?
Your Worship, it's a privately run facility that they're going to provide a range of.
So they would provide, my understanding, similar to what this facility is asking.
Your Worship, unless they come forward and they provide the information, they're licensed under the provisions of those other acts, as Manager of Financial Services has pointed out, they apply to the city for a tax exemption.